Why can't people sit down when working retail jobs? At HMV we had a stool at our one desk for the track computer. We weren't allowed to sit on it when we were open, but it had to stay there. It probably made more than me and did less work. Sitting is also bad for your back. I use a standing desk at my current job. The bank lets tellers sit down. They have always been sitting where I'm from. I've been told on multiple occasions that it looks unprofessional. In the Midwest there's a grocery store called Aldi where the cashiers sit down and nobody cares. Should be normalized. Where are human rights? They can't? What the fuck? Where? They can? Like, I've never seen a cashier not sitting down while working. It's one heck of a lot easier for them. And makes them work better as a result. That improves their mood. And thus interactions with customers. And reduces workplace stress. Here in America at least the perception is that if you're sitting down you are lazy when it comes to retail. Which makes no sense because if you get a degree in business and then go work in an office you'll be sitting all day for probably 4x the hourly rate. Lol, reading this while sitting at work. Boss is gone and we don't have cameras so I'ma sit my ass off. My boss at my first job would say, if there's time to lean, there's time to clean and quat. In Europe they all sit. Never heard anyone have a problem with that lamau. I think giving the employees chairs is going to hopefully become the norm in the next 10 years. Aldi already does it. I think Walmart and Target, Costco etc. ought to follow suit as they look for more and more ways to appease and attract workers without paying them more. I was at a bank where even a pregnant teller wasn't allowed a chair. I even asked about it. Appalling. What would you like to happen after death? Ideally, a chance to rest and spend time with those I've lost. Maybe revisit specific memories, especially from my childhood that I've forgotten or moments from my kids' childhood. Pet my cats who have passed on. And once I'm ready, be reincarnated into a new life. Meet my parents and friends, especially at different stages of their lives. It would be fascinating to meet my parents when they're teenagers. For instance, I don't think that's what happens, but it's what I want. To be able to do whatever I want whenever I want. However I want, with infinite power over my mind and the ability to dissolve and create universes at will. With no restrictions. No fear. No gotchas. No rules. Just perfection with a remembrance of what it was like to be imperfect. If I get bored, I can temporarily forget I'm an omnipotent being and incarnate as something so I can appreciate the release from limitation again afterward. Fuck it. Do I really need to die to get this? I'm a megalomaniac and I want it now. Not after I die. I've been there, out of my body and watching a medical team resuscitate me. I flatlined after a difficult cervical spinal surgery. I knew how many people ran into my hospital room, and what their specialties were, and described every detail afterwards to my nurse and husband. Both who were in the room and witnessed me with 0 heartbeat, 0 blood pressure, 0 vital signs. It traumatized my husband so much. He can't stand to talk about it. But I could see, and breathe, and think. However, I was completely out of pain. It wasn't scary in any way. Although you kind of thunk back into your body. With a bit of a jolt. How badly do you think fatherly absence is harming society? Society can't overcome crap. You know what it is, there are just some guys going around not using condoms on girls who are going around popping out babies by different fathers like she's a Pokemon breeder. Somebody is going out there and paying money to see all those Rock and Kevin Hart and Melissa McCarthy movies. There are people actively out there buying Drake and Justin Bieber albums. Do you understand? Somebody is watching Meet the Kardashians? You get what I'm throwing out? There are people who buy iPhones. Not everyone has a full set of crayons to color with. Being a black man, I can confidently say that the effects have been catastrophic to my community in particular. And the worst part is that it shows no signs of improving because many black men and women hypersexualize each other rather than looking for stability in relationships. And the single black mom empowerment bullshit is only further dividing black men and women. It's a hard truth and it's definitely taboo to say it out loud. But this whole pitting men and women against each other and people considering marriage as a bigger commitment than having kids has got to stop. People setting their kids up for failure before they're even born. Study the causes and solve the problems. You can proselytize about the importance of 2-parent families all you like. But single-parent families aren't ever going to disappear. Relationships do break down. Women have the choice to allow the baby daddy into their lives or not. And they're all valid choices. So you acknowledge you can't get rid of single-parent families. And you support them in ways that don't make poverty and crime, low achievement etc. an issue in their lives. I don't know how. That's why I suggest studies. Let the experts figure it out. And if they already know, if they already have the answers, why the fuck aren't they doing anything about it? They automatically correct song lyrics in their head when they feel like they have a better word or flow? She didn't hesitate to call Cube the top bun. Yes, I do that too. Yay, and then makes me wonder why I'm not a songwriter. Miss Lucy Had Some Leeches is a song that's hard to sing correctly because each line ends with the first word of the next sentence. I probably explained that badly lol, and even though I know the right lyrics I keep singing it wrong. You can add one rule to any sport. What sport and what rule do you add? Formula 1. They keep saying these cars generate so much downforce if they were driving upside down they would stick to the road. So build a track that has sections that prove it. Make it look like something from a kid's Matchbox track. loop-de-loops and upside-down sections. And for all of those sections have an off-ramp in case the driver doesn't have enough velocity to make it but penalize them by making them drive further. Make the crazy parts a shortcut. Formula 1. They keep saying these cars generate so much downforce if they were driving upside down they would stick to the road. So build a track that has sections that prove it. Make it look like something from a kid's Matchbox track. Loop-de-loops and upside-down sections. And for all of those sections have an off-ramp in case the driver doesn't have enough velocity to make it but penalize them by making them drive further. Make the crazy parts a shortcut. Football, the timer keeps going during timeouts. NASCAR, everyone is required to have a BAC level of at least 05. Water polo, everyone is now on a horse like in regular polo. Fencing, the épée/foil/saber is now either on fire or rigged up to have an electrical current going through it. Golf, everyone goes at the same time. Okay, so you know how in gymnastics whenever you do a trick/series of flips/anything important you present/salute afterwards? Now you have to do that in all sports. Tackle a guy or score a goal in soccer? Formal salute immediately after or the point doesn't count. The only exception is on dangerous things. Like bull riding, you wouldn't need to salute until after you had escaped the bull for instance. Although, could be entertaining for spectators.